era mithai mix. Now Ma's kitchen is a chatta kitchen.
वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा।
सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धि भवतु मे सदा।
कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। ॐ गं गणपतये नमो नमः श्रीसिद्धिविनायक नमो नमः अष्टविनायक नमो नमः गणपति बाप्पा मोदिया। ॐ गं गणपतये नमो नमः श्रीसिद्धिविनायक नमो नमः अष्टविनायक गणपति बाप्पा मोदिया। ॐ गं गणपतये नमो नमः श्रीसिद्धिविनायक नमो नमः अष्टविनायक नमो नमः
Ganesh Bhagwan ki Jai. So this evening, my dear friends, what's my name again? Shivan. So I call upon Shivan now, who will welcome each and every one of you on behalf of the Felicity Ganesh Utsav Committee. Shivan will now speak to you.
Testing 1 2 1. Test of sound 1 2. Namaste, Sitaram devotees.
Sitaram.
On behalf of the Felicity Ganesh Utsav Committee, I would like to welcome everybody, to our fourth night of Sri Ganesh Yajna proceedings. And it gives me great pleasure to bring forth our Vyas, Pundit Vishnu Ramsumair, to you all this evening. Thank you.
Shivan, thank you very much. I could have real plenty guest speakers like you. Well, son, all that you can do too. Prem se bole Sri Ganesh Bhagwan ki Jai. So my dear friends, how wonderful. Shivan was given a task. The mind was a little bit shaky. But no, he still persists. He tells the mind, he says, you cannot be my boss. I am going there and talk. And he was asked to welcome you all. He welcomed you and he welcomed me too. So thank you, Shivan, so much. God bless him to you. And when you get braver, don't carry it too much longer. Yeah. Prem se bole Sri Ganesh Bhagwan ki Jai. Children of God, again, my second night here with you, and the katha is another wonderful katha. And you will see this evening how what we call the demons of the days of the Puranas, how they are very present in today's world, in today's age. Ganesh Bhagwan ki Jai. Putting the hands together, closing the physical eyes. We all concentrate and meditate upon that Divine Master, asking for guidance and protection. Let us all pray. Gajananam bhutaganaadisevitam kapeta jambho palisar bhakshanam umasutam shokavinashikarakam namami Vigneshwar parapankajam. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Saraswati Rupena Sanskritam Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaram Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Nagindraharam Trilochanayam Bhashmangragaya Maheshwarayam Nityaya Shudaya Digam Marayam Tasmai Nakarayam नमः शिवाय। ॐ अञ्जनीगर्भासन्मुखो वायुपुत्रो महाबो कुमारो ब्रह्मचारी च हनुमान मे प्रसीद मे। ॐ भूर्भुवस्व तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शांति शांति हरि ओम। प्रेम से बोले श्री गणेश भगवान की जय। स्वागतम श्री गणेश शरणं गतं Sri Ganesh. Everybody. Swagatam, Sri Swagatam, Sri Swagatam, Sri Ganesh. Love and forgiveness, peace and love, please come to my life. All together. Swagatam Sri Ganesh Sharanam Gatam Sri Ganesh. Swagatam Sri Ganesh Sharanam Gatam Sri Ganesh. Swagatam Sri Swagatam Sri Swagatam Sri Ganesh. Ganesh Bhagwan ki jai. So devotees and friends, you know, I had a serious comment last night, and I think about it seriously, and I think I just correct it. I heard some people in the back wasn't hearing me. And if you wasn't hearing me through the mic, you should have told me that last night self. I'd have closed the mic and then I'd have known how to talk loud. But the mic and them does help you that you just don't have to talk too loud. But I come from that era that we could talk loud. But sorry, it's because I didn't have the mic up to my point. So I'm sorry about that for who didn't get the voice as clear as it should have been last night. Sitaram. So tonight, we continue again. And last evening, we understand that a child by the name of Bali was born. And when he was, he was born to that to the son of that saint, Kavi Mahamuni, and that boy name was Bali, and the saint name was Kiruchamanda. But he knew that because of the curse from his mother, that this boy, would not be 100% as he would want him to be. But he initiated him into the Ganesh Vrat. And so, my dear friends, that boy by the name of Bali was able to win the favor of Sri Ganesh. And when Sri Ganesh asked of him, please tell me, what boon would you like to have? Remember, my dear friends, he said that he wants to rule over the tree world and that, that he must always be a bhakt at his lotus-like feet. And he says, when he gave even Lord Indra, who is the Lord of the Celestial, Lord Indra must obey him. He says, and he will give, then Ganesh Bhagwan grant him those boons, and also told to him, he told to him, I'll give you 3 fortresses, one of gold, one of silver, and one of iron. And I end at that point last night telling you that that fortress of gold is when you take protection, you take your guidance, and you totally depend upon your Satogun qualities to help protect you. The silver is when we depend just upon the world, desires. And so, my dear friends, the one of iron is when we act without conscience, but yet still protect ourselves through a very hostile manner. Every activity in this world is categorized into 3 modes. You can do it in a good mode, you can do it in a passionate mode, and you as well can also do it in a mode without even thinking, without using your conscience. So, my dear friends, Ganesh Bhagwan also gave him that name, Tripura. Tripura because he will be ruling over the 3 worlds. He will have the 3 fortresses that the world have to offer. And each one of you have the same protection plan, my dear friends. You have the same protection plan, that one of gold, silver, and iron. But it's which one you will take. And so tonight, the Katha have reached to the point where Tripura, or Bali, the son of Kiruchamanda, has now taken over the 3 worlds. He has taken over the 3 worlds. And now, my dear friends, he is attacking the Devas. And he sent a message to the Devas and told to them that he wants that Chintamani Vinayak Murti from that village which is known as Chintamani Nagar. He wants that Murti because he says if Lord Indra took a bath in that and prayed to that Murti, then and Lord Indra was able to take himself out of a serious curse, and then Rukamangala came and he too took himself out of a serious curse by praying to that Murti of Chintamani Vinayak. He wants it. So now he wants to take control of that. Who is this Bali or Tripura in our world today? In every community, there is one person who does want to take control of everything. Huh? If he get by will, he will take it by force. We are seeing now throughout countries, throughout the world, leaders, if they can't get it by the right means, they're using underhand means to get it. But most of all, who are the controller of the three worlds? Who are the controller of this world that we can visualize and we hear of? My dear friends, there is one set of people, when all the country go down right down, they go in by them for money. And when they go by them for money, they put in all the sanction and they care whether the people in the country die or they live or what. You want money, I'm giving you the money, but you have to go by my rules, otherwise no money. And so it's happening, my dear friends. There is a few institutions like that in the world today. So you have to understand how this katha is relating back to today's world. So Tripura has taken over the world, the financial aspect of the world, the management aspect of the world, and now he's trying to infiltrate the spiritual part of the world. So he's heading now for the celestial world, and our katha commences there this day. Jai Sri Ganesh, Jai Jai Bhagavan. Jai Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganapati, Jai Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganesh, Jai Sri Ganesh, Jai Jai Bhagavan. Jai Sri Ganesh, Jai Jai Bhagavan. Giri Kandhar ho mein chupe हुई Indra sahit sabha devata atyantam dhukita te. Jai Sri Ganesh Bhagavan, Jai Jai Sri Ganesh Jai Bhagavan. Unki samajh mein nahi आता था कि असुर पर विजय कैसे प्राप्त हो. उस उसे अवसार पर देवर्षि नारद वहं आप पहुँचे। देवता होने मुनि का भरा स्वर्गत सत्कर्म किया और विनाय पूर्व का बोले ऋषि राज इस दैत्याते किसी प्रकार चूत कर प्राप्त हो इसका कछु उपनिष जय जय श्री गणेश जय जय भगवान जय श्री गणेश जय जय भगवान जय जय गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय जय गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय जय गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश। Lord Indra and his celestial beings, children of God, they were sad. They were very sad. Anytime, my dear friends, you are truly divine, you are trying to do something that is divine, and when you meet obstacles on your path, and you are not sad, then you are not divine. Like today, my dear friends, my Hindu brothers and sisters love to hear uncle or uncle's sister dead somewhere around the place. You know why, Sita? Phone call reach. Baba, me uncle, wife, brother dead, and because me uncle, wife, brother dead, I want you to put out my puja. Glad to put out the puja. Not happy to say, Baba, what can we do? Because this is a far relation, nothing to do with me. Why must my puja have to put out? But we love to put out the puja. Eh? Well, I'm telling to you, my dear friends, immediate people who lives in the same house of the dead, as soon as that Sapinda Puja is being performed, because we perform some Pinda Puja now on the 13th day. If you ask Vernon going to tell to you that there is prepared 21 Pindas on the day for the Sapinda, Pinda Puja on the 13th day, what you just call the Bandara. That extra 5 Pindas, my dear friends, is for the Sapinda. And the Garud Puran quite clearly states, in this age of Kali, man life has become so short and there are so many activities to be done yet still. So as soon as Sapinda Puja is being completed, life will continue. Things like marriage and all those things can still now take place. But in Trinidad, Pundit Atmananda will tell to you, a wedding is not the ceremony. In Trinidad, a Hindu wedding is not the ceremony. Shivan, you'll sing? You'll sing with orchestra and thing too? Huh? Sometime? You sing the chutney too? That is Hindu wedding, not Pundit. Nobody care about Pundit in the Hindu wedding, they care about Shivan. Shivan, come on, everybody, quiet. Because Shivan going to sing them a song that goes touch the heart. But they don't want to hear the little nitty-gritty part of the ceremony and how important it is for the two children life who have to move ahead. Well, you see, Shivan part of the wedding, if somebody dies, you avoid that part. Because you can't have a loved one dying here and then you're fetting here on this side. But you know, on the cremation site now there is open trunk too, not only wedding alone, mind you. Prem Sabale Ganesh Bhagwan King. But here, my dear friends, the Devas were very sad. They were sad because their devotion have been obstructed, and this Tripura is causing a great amount of disturbance. Children of God, after 13 days, the Sapinda Puja could be performed. 12 days after. If you check the day of the cremation, it will be 10 days. It will be 12 days. But if you check the day of the cremation, it will be 13 days. So it's 12 days after, you know. Again, it says that if you cannot do the Sapinda Puja 12 days after, then you have 3 fortnights. 3 fortnights, which is 6 weeks. If you still cannot do it in 6 weeks, then you have 5.5 months. And then if you can't do it then, you can't afford to do it then you do it together with the annual Shraddha. That's the 1 year puja. Then so you wait for 1 year. Then so you wait for 1 year. You're doing your Ganesh Vrat and somebody die in your family. Oh God. Well, you see this? Pundit, get away from this mala. Get away from the Vrat. That is the time you're supposed to uphold the Vrat a little more, because you need to send more positive vibration for your loved one wherever they're traveling going to. But that's the time you want to jump out of the Vrat. Why? As soon as Sapinda Puja is being completed, all your devotion and everything else continue as normal. But you know what continues as normal, Vinayak? They will keep themselves well fasted, nice, no salt and nothing for 13 days. My mother dead, my father dead. But on the 15th day after, you know where they're going? They're looking to see where the cheapest smoke coming from. Yeah. They're looking for the cheapest barbecue stall to go back and start to eat all these kind of things and drink all these kind of things. But you cannot do prayers because my father dead for... So I can't do prayers for 1 year. I am not saying don't fly a Jandi. The Jandi is a festival. You're flying the Jandi, you know, but you could still do your little devotion. You don't want to blow a song, but yet still on the 13th day. Pandit Atmananda entered his blow song when you do the Gita part upstairs. Because the place has become totally purified. 72 hours after your 10 days offering, your Dashgrat, your place become purified. And that is why Pundit will come now and do a Gita part for you. So children of God, the Devas here, they were very sad. And when they sad, what they do? They went to the Guru. They went to the Guru, you know, the greater one who is Narad Muni. And this is what Narad Muni tell to them as they presented their case now to Narad Muni. Let us listen. Jai Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganesh, जी बोले देवगन, भगवान विनायक के वरदान से त्रिपुरासुर इठेना प्रचंडा हुआ है। जय श्री गणेश जय जय भगवान, जय श्री गणेश जय जय भगवान। यदि तुम उन्हीं भगवान को प्रसन्ना करो तो असुर का विनाश हो सकता है। जय श्री गणेश जय जय भगवान। यहाँ कहाँ कर नारद जी चले गए, देवता होने गणेश जी की अर्धन आरंभा के। जय श्री गणेश जय जय भगवान। उनकी मंत्रा मूर्ति का शोद्र शोपचार पूजन किया, जिससे प्रसन्ना होकर भरधर जाम गणेश की प्रकट हो गई। जय जय गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय जय गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश गणेश भगवान की। And so devotees and friends, Narad told to them, now, O Devagan, O devotees of the Devas, listen. You go and pray to that Vinayaka Bhagavan. Pray to Ganesha. And Ganesha will give you direction of what you need to do. Ganesha will give you the direction of what to do. My dear friends, all those who make your pratna, all those who sit down and recite the name of Sri Ganesh, surely you will get direction for your life. But sometimes the direction is not what I am expecting. And because it is not what I am expecting, I say, Ganesha, help me. So I didn't listen to what he told me because I didn't want to listen to that. I wanted to hear something different. You see? So devotees and friends, all the Devas, they sat down, in that Santa Samaj. They sat down and they started to pray now. And they started to pray to Sri Ganesha Bhagavan. Namo Namo, Namo Namaste, Paramarat Rupa, Jai Jai Sri Ganesha Bhagavana. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. And so, my dear friends, Ganesh Bhagwan appeared to them. And when Ganesh Bhagwan appeared to them, he told to them, he says, listen. He said, I can't help you all now. You have to go first to Bhagwan Shiva. You have to go to Bhagwan Shiva. And so, devotees and friends, they decided now they are going to Bhagwan Shiva. But it is a fight nowadays because what has happened? Also, after Tripura or Bali has taken the three worlds, he sent a message. He sent a message, my dear friends, to Lord Indra. And he told to Lord Indra, because remember it's Lord Indra who had installed that Chintamani Vinayaka Murti. And he told him, he says, I want you to send that Chintamani Murti for me. And Lord Indra say, I am not going to send it for you. So knowing, my dear friends, the more and what this young man was about, this Tripura, and Lord Indra refused to send what he want, what next will happen? Lord Indra knew he had to start with a battle. So children of God, battle now is about to commence. But that battle, Sita will sing us a song, and then I'll tell you about the chariot and how that chariot was made for the battle. Felicity Ganesh Utsav ki jai. Kailashapati Bhagavan ki. So my dear friends, the Devas now, they are preparing themselves to go to Kailash Parvat. They are preparing themselves to go to Kailash Parvat. There they will meet with Bhagwan Shiva. But if you know that you have battle, and you have to prepare yourself for battle, and you have to prepare yourself for battle. As I always say that if you know flood waters is coming 5 feet high, don't build no 2 feet wall, you have to build a 6 feet wall. So anyhow you meet coming with challenges, you're faced with challenges, my dear friends, you have to prepare for it. And there is no other way in building the greater wall for you than by chanting the name of the Lord Ganesh Bhagwan. He gives you the direction. But my dear friends, the Devas now, to save the Chintamani Vinayaka Murti, because everybody who goes to that spot get, darshan. And here this man wants everything for himself. So the Devas now have to protect it. But in the process of protection it now, they have to build a chariot to challenge the battle that is coming their way. This Vinayaka Murti is not, my dear friends, is not that he come in to tell me, hey, I come in to take this baby, or I come in to take you. No. Chintamani Vinayaka Murti is the world. He is sitting upon here there, You see the whole globe down below, that is Ganesh Bhagwan. We just put him on top there now so that everybody could focus a little bit. If we leave just the wrong ball alone, they'll say, what kind of little ball here you put? But my dear friends, that is Ganesh Bhagwan. He's the world. And to battle for the world, what they did? The Devas used Surya Bhagwan and Chandrama, the sun and the moon, as the wheel of the chariot. As the wheel of the chariot. They use the seasons. Spring, autumn, where you have the 4 seasons, right? I can't remember, but you all know there are 4 seasons outside. We only have 2 here. So they use the 4 seasons, my dear friends, as the inner spread. Between the chariot, you must have that, the body of the chariot then. They use the 4 seasons. Religion or time as the inner space. And the original creative Prakriti, what we see out there, Netya, as the facade. So devotees and friends. And so they created out of all that the Lord have given us from the universe to create this chariot to go into battle to protect the Vinayak, the Chintamani Vinayaka Murti. And so too, my dear friends, anything that you really want to help yourself, if you look within Netya, you will have it. Here they could have used the sun, they could have used the moon. My dear friends, they could have used the 4 seasons. Because why? At that time, Netya had its full and original power. Because of the deterioration caused by man, you think now we can use the 4 seasons to be as the spread of this chariot? When you're expecting sun, you get rain, and when you're expecting rain, you get snow, and when you're expecting no snow, you get hail. So you don't know how to plan now because of the seasons. The reason why they said that they use the 4 seasons as the inner spread of the chariot is because, my dear friends, when they were to expect rain, then they will do what is good for rain. When it's for sun, they know what they have to do. But now we're preparing for sun and we get rain the next day. So children of God, that is one of the reasons it is so important to be able to keep yourself and protect the species that we have here in the world. Protect the plants. This Ganesh Utsav committee have chosen, the theme of the world, saving the world, but what is saving the world? Saving the world, my dear friends, is, I want to tell to you, if you're walking down the street, you all have this habit. You have a little small piece of paper, the sweetie paper, and you just throw it out your window. I don't want the dirty inside my car. I don't want to dirty the floor of my car because I'm going to have to pay $60 to get it clean. So I throw it out the window. So I throwing it out the window. You have to pay $60 to clean your car. How much you have to pay to clean, my dear friends, when that go and clog the drains and back up into your house and cause so many destruction? So my dear friends, the Devas here even show us the battle that we have to battle with in life, the challenges. Nature is here for us. We have all the things that we have to use. That's the reason why we use so much of flowers and leaves and everything else into our pujas. Prem se bole Sri Ganesha Bhagwan ki. So my dear friends, they built their chariot and they now headed to Bhagwan Shiva. Let us listen again as the katha continues. Jai Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganapati, Jai Jai, Jai Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganapati, Jai Jai, Jai Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganesh, Jai Sri Ganesh, Jai Jai Bhagwan. Jai Sri Ganesh, Jai Jai Bhagwan. Sut ji bole he Saunak ji, देवताओं ने इस प्रकार प्रार्थना करने पर श्री गणेश जी ने प्रसन्न होकर कहा, देवता हो मैं तुम्हारी स्तुति से अत्यंत प्रसन्न हो, तुम क्या चाहते हो, जो मंगेगा मंगोगे वह दूंगा। जय श्री गणेश जय जय भगवान, जय श्री गणेश जय जय भगवान, जय श्री गणेश जय जय भगवान। गणेश जी ने कहा, मैं तुम सभा की रक्षा करूंगा, त्रिपुरासुर तुम्हारा कुछ भी नाम विज्ञान सकेगा। जय श्री गणेश जय जय भगवान। जय जय गणपति, जय गणपति, Shri Ganesh Jai Jai Bhagwan, Jai Shri Ganesh Jai Jai Bhagwan. जब तुम्हारा ईश्वर शरीर समाया चला गया, तब यहाँ शंकर काल भी चला। हे जो जयोग देखो काल चक्रम कभी रुकता नहीं वहां, सदैवा घूमत है। जय श्री गणेश जय जय भगवान। यद्यपि आज वहां दैत्याधुर धन्ना हो रहा है, फिर भी उसका पठाना भी अर्शम्भा भी है। जय श्री गणेश जय जय भगवान। जय जय गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश जय जय गणपति जय गणपति So reaching at the feet of that Kailash Parvat, they parked the chariot at the bottom of the mountain. They parked the chariot at the bottom of the mountain. And so, my dear friends, they now started to walk towards Bhagwan Shiva. As they were walking, going up to Bhagwan Shiva, it says, it says here that the gods of Kailash Parvat, all the great saints and so on, they were showering flowers on these Devas as they walked towards Bhagwan Shiva. So my dear friends, you will see very much. You are seeing here the link. Why it is that Vinayaka Bhagwan told the Devas that they have to go to Shiva Bhagwan. Because, my dear friends, this Tripura got the burden that it is only the Trishul of Lord Shiva. It is only Lord Shiva who would be able to kill him. It's only with the weapon of Lord Shiva that he will be able to die. So they send them to Lord Shiva. And now, my dear friends, the Devas are walking up. They're making the Chariot up to Kailash Parvat. Now if you go, you have to go with, they had tramcar, and they have helicopter, and they have this and that to carry you. But they didn't have that there. Now, my dear friends, they are walking up. And as they are walking up and making the Chariot, my dear friends, what happened? Flowers started falling, so they mean they're getting blessings. Every step that you make, you get blessing, but you don't count it. Because you get what you want. Vinayak, sorry you're right in front of me, son. But right now you're receiving a blessing, what you call a miracle in your life. Yes. If the Lord stopped that energy of the oxygen now, all are we dead here. That's not a miracle. But he make it as a normal thing for us, so we kind of sidestep that. We sidestep that. So we go put all this big, hey. We're not talking about the girls that has had to go there. We're not talking now about, And Dylan? We want to put all the big muffler in the car and making all that noise, boot, going down the road. And then if you stand up on the side of the road, thank God now that because of the COVID we had to wear a mask, so we're going to be saved from some of that perfume which will be coming out of that muffler. But my dear friends, the poor environment doesn't get away from it. It has had to take it and absorb it and help it and purify it to bring it back for we. How unjust we are. The motor car make for a nice little sounding thing to come, but we want this boot coming down the road so that the girl on the junction go, no, I'm coming. So she go walk out there, so she father ain't go know that I come in. But you're damaging the environment. So my dear friends, they showered flowers on these devas as they're going up. But, you know, as they say, this is coincident? No. Tripura now sent his servants to Kailash Parvat. And you know what he sent them to Kailash Parvat for? Where think he sent them, Shivan? Where think he sent Tripura? Send them now to Lord Shiva. What do you think they're going to ask Lord Shiva for? No, they want to rule Kailash Parvat now. So my dear friends, some of these people who believe they're so powerful, they feel they could maneuver the church, they could maneuver the mosque, they could maneuver the temples and everything else. And the pure devotee now just have to sit in a corner and do whatever them say to do. Well, the devotees don't do that. When Ravan told to his soldiers, his dutas, he said, if you see a priest even performing a funeral, make sure you stop them so that they go have no food to get. The funeral can't give them nothing. So it's either they starve or they come to me. It's either they starve or they come to me. All the devas then, my dear friends, went into the deep part of the forest and they remained there. And then Ravan heard that they was in the deep part of the forest and he sent his soldiers them there for him too. What he sent the soldiers for? To tell them that he want tax for the sitting down in the land. And he want tax for them sit down in the land and praying. I hope Ganesh Raghunandanji, you're taxing anybody for coming in here? Oh, thank God. Then I'd have to leave because we'd get ourselves in trouble. So he sent a message. You see how fortunate we are, my dear friends? Even in the time of then, the kings were giving so much trouble. Give me tax for my land. I hear they was talking about it. That if you have a temple in your yard, you have to pay some tax for that too. Yeah. So my dear friends, Ravan sent and say you want tax for them sitting down there and praying. So what they did, each one of them cut their finger and they drop a few drops of blood in a ghara. You know what is a ghara? A ghara is a big jar, an earthen jar, just like the kalsa, but it's bigger and the neck more narrow. And they fill those few drops of blood there. So you know, each one of them put in the few drops of blood in there, it come a good bit. And they give the the servants of Ravan and tell them, he say, carry this for Ravan and tell him this is our tax. But anywhere this jar open, that will be the beginning to the ending of he and the whole race. Carry it for Ravan. Well, the man full of ego, my dear friends, always afraid to death. Eh? The man who is full of ego always is afraid to death. You know, so many people are afraid that Pundit die. When my appointed time come, I have to go. Nobody can stop that. How many people are afraid to die? As I said, the COVID come, the COVID wasn't the problem, the death in the COVID was the problem. So everybody afraid the COVID because they're going to die if they get the COVID. So we are afraid of death. So when Ravan got it, what he do? Raja Janak had a piece of land, barren land. So he said, nobody ain't gonna go and plow there. So he said, go only dig a hole there and put that there and leave it there. It so happened that Janakpur experienced a little famine. And Raja Janak himself decided, he was a self-realized being, he decided, you see that piece of barren land there? I'm going and put my hand on that now. And let me see if we could get a little life out of it because of this. That they plant nothing for a long time. Let me see if we could get a little life out of it so that we could get out of this famine. That's how true leaders work. When they find their citizens are in trouble, they look for them, they go themselves, my dear friends, and make their interaction. And there, my dear friends, when Raja Janak was going with the plow, you know, the wooden plow and plowing that piece of barren land, the plow strike the gara. A earthen jar hidden by the plow, that ripping up land. What you gonna do with a jar? And he go break it? And there came out Sita. Sita Devi came out. Isn't that was the cause for him to die? Yeah. Prem se bole Sri Ganesha Bhagwan ki jai. So devotees and friends, they come now, the Dhutas of Tripura come and tell him, he said, look, listen, it is time now that we get Kailash Parvat. We want that Chintamani Vinayak, we want... And so, my dear friends, Lord Shiva tell to them, you know, along with Uma Devi, he says, negative, you're not getting this, so go and tell him that for me. And so, my dear friends, then the Devas started to speak and they told to him what was happening. And there, my dear friends, Lord Shiva, Ganesh Bhagwan sent them to Bhagwan Shiva. But now when Bhagwan Shiva heard of their cry, what he did? He went into his dhyan too. And who he was praying to, who he had on his mind then, who was he been projecting on? He was contemplating on Ganesha. And there Ganesha appeared to him and he told him, he said, listen, he said you could only kill Tripura. That when you pull, when you take up the bow, all right. The instruction didn't come yet. So my dear friends, Lord Shiva is contemplating on Ganesha. And while he's contemplating on Ganesha, Ganesha appeared in Kailash Parvat. But how did he appear in Kailash Parvat? He didn't appear like this one. He didn't appear like that one. I don't think we have any one of them here that he appeared. But have you ever seen a Ganesh with 5 heads? You have one there? You have one on the baby, right? Ganesh Bhagwan appeared with 5 heads. And this is when he appeared. It is when Lord Shiva now was asking how it is that I, Lord Shiva, is going to kill Tripura. So you see the connection between Shiva and Ganesh? And now, my dear friends, when he appeared with the 5 heads, and that represents, the 5 elements, the functioning of the world and everything else, that is what the 5 heads represent. So devotees and friends, the 5 hands of Ganesha. So he told to Lord Shiva, you are the master of the 3 great qualities into the world. You are the master of wisdom. Somebody help me, I tell earlier in the week what it is. Wisdom, the trident. Okay, we'll get back to that after. But devotees and friends, when Lord Ganesha, when Sri Ganesha appeared with the 5 heads in front of Bhagwan Shiva, Lord Shiva felt happy. He rejoiced and he inquired from him. He said, what is your name and from where did you manifest yourself? And Ganesh Bhagwan started to smile and he told to him, he says, you have performed penance. You have performed penance with a great amount of, you allowed your life to be absorbed into this penance. And I came from right into your forehead. I came out from right here. And so devotees and friends, he told him, he said, my name is Ganesha. My name is Ganesha. And so devotees and friends, he then gave instruction of how he should fight and how he should be able to knock out this Tripura. So he told to him, you are to initiate the Bij mantra. Om Gam Ganapati Namaha. When you aim your arrow at Tripura to destroy him, you have to chant the mantra which I have initiated to you 100 times. And then when you pull the dart, that arrow, you have to instantly recite the mantra 3 times and then let go the arrow. So what it tells to us, my dear friends, any difficult situation we have, we have to prepare ourselves for battle. You pick up the bow, you pick up the tool to fight, you pick up the weapon to fight. The weapon is what? Om Gam Ganapati Namaha 100 times. But if you check them 100 times, it will be nearly close to 1,080 times. That is why we ask of each devotee, try your blessing any one given day. Recite that mantra, Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha, 1,080 times. If you haven't done it for the rest of the last year gone, start it from tonight. You might be able to do 2 malas tonight, but from the morning, start holding and get it 1,080 times, 10 malas within the day. And so devotees and friends, this was the instruction given of how to fight and how to destroy this Tripura. This Tripura, my dear friends, is the one who is fighting to have every world, the heavens and the earth, We have some people of today who is presently alive, who is trying to rule, what they call them, superpower, right? And everybody is fighting to be a superpower. It's the same thing Tripura was doing here. It was happening in this kind of way then, but it's happening in today's world. You call it superpower today. There you call them by the different names, Tripura, Ravan, Kans, and they had a different name in those days. But if you have God power, if you have Bhagwan Ganesh power, it has no power more super than that. Shri Ganesha Bhagwan ki Jai.
रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता सुनो गणपति आपके मेहरबानी हमें चाहिए रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता सुनो गणपति रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता सुनो गणपति आपके मेहरबानी हमें चाहिए रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता सुनो गणपति सुमिरन करो गणपति आपका पहले सुमिरन करो गणपति आपका लब से मीठे से वाणी हमें चाहिए लब से मीठे से वाणी हमें चाहिए आपकी मेहरबानी हमें चाहिए रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता सुनो गणपति रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता सुनो गणपति आपके मेहरबानी हमें चाहिए रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता सुनो गणपति सर्ग झुके चरणों हमें सूझिए सर्ग झुके चरणों हमें सूझिए आज बेगी हमारा बना दीजिए आज बेगी हमारा बना दीजिए सर्ग झुका चरणों हमें दीजिए रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता सुनो गणपति रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता सुनो गणपति आपकी मेहरबानी हमें चाहिए रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता सुनो गणपति आपकी मेहरबानी हमें चाहिए रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता सुनो गणपति रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता सुनो गणपति रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता सुनो गणपति
Or you sing one and then we start out. Ganesha Bhagwan ki jai. So my dear friends, the first bhajan, Glorify Riddhi and Siddhi, the consort of Sri Ganesha Bhagwan. How wonderful. And then this one is the Vandana, you're giving praises to Ganesha. So two wonderful bhajans that we had, and now we prepare ourselves for Arti. May you all please stand. Ganesha Bhagwan ki jai. Jai Ganesh. Om Samukascha Ekadantascha Kapilo Gajakarnakam Lambodharasa Chavikto Viganasham Ganadipati Namaha. Om Dhumraketu Ganayaksho Balachandra Gadyana Dvadesh Jarinamani Yatsrinodyapi Vedyarambe Vivahe Chapravishi Nirgame Tatham Sangrame Sankhate Chay Evam Viganamatasya Na Jayate Om Yani Kani Chapapani Jannayartha Kritani Chay Kani Kani Vinachayante Pradakshina Pade Pade. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Deva. Mata Tero Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Mata Tero Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Deva. Mata Tero Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Mata Tero Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Deva. Mata Tero Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Ganesha Bhagwan ki. Put in the hands together, closing the physical eyes. We all pray. Asato ma satgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorama amritam gamaya. Om tvameva mata cha pita tvameva tvameva bandhuscha sikha tvameva tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva tvameva sarvam mama deva deva tvameva sarvam mama deva deva tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Of Ganesh Bhagwan deep within your hearts this evening. Move away the agitation from your mind at this time. Bring that Ganesh Shakti, to love, and to give your love to your family and to your siblings. Now, today, extend that love to those who are not within your home. Extend it to your families, to your friends, and to your well-wishers. You give love, and the Lord will take care of you. Ganesh Bhagwan will never fail you. Remove the agitation from your mind, friends. Feel that peace. The breeze of that peaceful feelings is blowing through the Yajnashala this evening. Feel that peace. As the breeze hit your skin, the peace is here. Ganesha, feel it. In the quietude of your mind, ask of Ganesh Bhagwan to bless you with that peace, with that peace, with that peace. At the end of your prayer, let us all recite. Ashtavinayak namo namah Ganapati Baba. Very peacefully recite. Om Gam Ganapati Namo Namah Siddhi Vinayak Namo Namah Ashtavinayak Namo Namah
गणपति बाप्पा मोरिया।
ओम शांति शांति शांति। गणेश भगवान की, सनातन धर्म की, ओम श्री गुरुदेवता की, ओम श्री गुरुदेवता की, ओम सनातन धर्म की, ओम श्री गणेश भगवान की। गणपति बाबा मोरिया, गणपति बाबा मोरिया, गणपति बाबा मोरिया, गणपति बाबा मोरिया। गणेश भगवान की जय। All please have your seats. Prasad and Arti will come to you. Sitaram.
And I know that Pundit Vishnu is probably one of the only Pundits that allow his entire congregation to come up and be part of this Arti experience. And I'm sure that everybody enjoyed it. The vibration was high. Take the energy with you. And even better than that, he was able to bring us back down with his calming, bring us back down so we can take this energy with us at home. Keep the name and keep the mantra Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha on your lips as you make your way home, and continue to chant this for the remaining days as we complete Ganesh Utsav 2022. So again, on behalf of this committee, we want to thank everyone for joining with us tonight. Thanks again to Omar, Sita, Dinesh, and all the musicians and instrumentalists and singers for your lovely, wonderful renditions. Thank you to Pundit Ashmir and Vernon again for being with us all day. Pundit Ramsumair, thank you so much. Sitaram, and pleasant good night.
Perfection doesn't happen by chance. Like an artist, the cooks